Welcome back to another episode of our brand new Let's Play series. Now, we're doing pretty good, actually. We've had a few setbacks in a couple of the tournaments we've been put in, but in general, I'm quite happy with the progress we've made. Now, in this episode, I want to double down on the passive income that we've currently got going, because I really do think it's very important to have your caravans, have your workshops set up very, very early on in your campaign, and that's going to help us massively going forward. Now, in this episode, we're going to try and get a little bit more money, going to try and do a few battles, and then at the end, hopefully even acquire some more caravans, maybe even a workshop as well. I really do need to get into a few more battles because I need to be leveling up the skills on my character. Remember, when it comes to Mount and Blade, you essentially start this game as nothing. Like, literally, you know nothing whatsoever. Yes, you may have a sword. Yes, you may have a bow. But your character is completely proficient at exactly 0. So you need to build up those levels, build up those skills, and then you'll become very, very good very, very fast, if you can build up those levels. And of course, as I'm taking this playthrough a little bit slower, as I'm going down the trade route, me doing these tournaments is going to be how I earn an extra nice little bit of money on the side, specifically trying to hunt down any tournaments giving away horses. Now, we're a while off from only hunting down horses, because at the moment any gear is kind of very useful to me. But yeah, that's our plan. That's where we're going forward. And hopefully we have a very good episode. Don't forget, guys, if you enjoy what you watch, if you find it entertaining, perhaps you even learn something new, because I do try to explain why I go about doing the steps that I do. Then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We also have an active and growing Discord as well, with loads of Mount and Blade players inside it. You can find a link to that down in the description, so come ahead and join the server. Now, it looks like we've gone into another battle around the town. Kind of annoying because they take a little bit longer to actually get to. These guys are nice and easy though. No real problem at all from killing them, which is nice. I always wonder what's best to do with your secondary weapon, because of course this is a game where you can't necessarily upgrade everything. It just doesn't work. Now, I really do like the bow, but I also quite like pole arms, especially later in the game when you have, for instance, a cavalry line. So I'm wondering where to take this character, what to level up, what weapons to pick. Now, I've already picked, at least at the moment, a one-handed sword, because I feel like having skills inside the one-handed sword is better for the tournaments, because more of the tournaments use, you know, weapons or rounds where you're just using a one-handed sword. My personal favorite is a two-handed sword, but I don't know whether to go for a polearm or go for a bow, or double down in just the one-handed and two-handed weapons. It's going to be interesting to find out where I take this playthrough. I feel like a few points inside bows are always good. I believe in the last playthrough that we done, we kind of demonstrated just how useful a bow can be. And when it comes to actually defending a castle, when you defend a castle, oh my god, having a bow is one of your best friends in the game, and as many arrows as you can possibly muster, because you're able to kill an awful lot of attackers that way. Now, as you can see, I am buying up the hogs. Now, we've done this in the very first episode, and it still seems to be profitable today. So whenever I find hogs that are particularly low because we're trying to right now build up as much money as possible. This is something I'm going to be doing on repeat almost, and that is of course slaughtering those hogs and then selling the hide and the meat on for a bit of profit. I mean, so far it's been very, very profitable for us. Now eventually it's not going to be something that we necessarily want to mess around with. There's definitely going to be easier things, better things for us to do. Warehouses, for anyone looking to make money early in the game, warehouses, if you want to micromanage, if you want to, you know, have an idea and a project, warehouses are a fantastic way of doing that. So in other words, you buy yourself a workshop, whether that be a jewelry workshop, for instance, and that shop will churn out jewelry. You then set the warehouse to only pop all of the produced stuff in the warehouse, and then that way all you have to do is go around finding cheap silver. Now silver can be a little bit expensive, so early game that may be a little bit slower for you to do. But yeah, we're going to cover it in another episode, absolutely, because it's something that we will be doing. But workshops and warehouses nowadays work really well if you're happy to micromanage that. You can be very profitable, only it doesn't actually help your trade score, unfortunately. No companion. Now remember, I'm keeping an eye out for companions. The reason I'm doing so is because I want more caravans, and of course for a caravan I'm going to need another companion. I don't really care about who I hire. There are a few really good companions around, but even if I find and pick up another good, air quotes, companion, I'm still probably going to put them as a caravan rider, just because I would like more caravans out there. Hey, this is a good battle. 18 versus 17. Now, our men are better than these guys anyway. If we was going up against Sea Raiders, for instance, this would be very, very tricky when it comes to Sea Raiders, especially at the beginning. You're gonna wanna be careful about going up against even numbers, about going up against more than you've got, because those guys are just better prepared and better able to really give you a bad day. When it comes to these guys, however, they're quite easy. I really need to get myself a new lance. I'm not a fan of this one, so I either need to throw it away or get a new one. Yeah, I've got a couple of decent hits out of it, to be fair. Well, at least we know we can connect with a sword. And he's down. There we go. We got ourselves a kill. We helped out in this fight. Now, as you can see, I still haven't leveled up any of my troops. And I've had these troops for a very, very long time. If I'm being honest, I don't actually want to level up these troops. I believe I got these in the Empire. They're not the kind of troops that I would like to keep around. Valandian troops are something that I would prefer to keep around in this playthrough. I think they're very, very strong. I think you can go either way with them. And now, of course, that the Thane champions have been nerfed, and they have been nerfed, they're not as good as they were. They're still good, but now they've been nerfed. I feel like the Valandian sharpshooters may be the way to go when it comes to bows. Let me know down in the comments if you prefer a particular type of troop, but personally, I feel like the Valandian sharpshooters, they were in second place when it comes to the best archers in the game, so I feel like they may have taken the top spot now. Now we are in a tournament. We are in a tournament for a helmet. I believe we already have this helmet, but that's okay. It doesn't bother us. What we want is a little bit of money, and of course we can sell that helmet on. It's worth around 1,000 dinars, which isn't amazing, but it's a little bit, and it will do. It will add to what we've already got. We don't have very many expenses at all. We've got passive income with our caravan. We don't have a lot of troops. So in general, we're able to accumulate a little bit of money at the moment. So anything that we can do just to help that out is a good thing. Plus, of course, we also get a little bit of renown from doing these tournaments. Not a lot. It's going to be very slow if this is all you're doing, but at the beginning, you just want a little bit of renown just to try and build your clan level up, because of course the higher your clan level, the easier the game essentially becomes for a variety of different reasons. But I believe you're going to get more renown from just attacking looters and bandits and clearing out hideouts and stuff like that than you would from tournaments. Tournaments are unfortunately a little bit slow because of course you have to go ahead, track the tournament down and stuff. And of course you may not win, and we have failed to win a few on this playthrough already. There we go. I feel like the key to these situations is just to try and support your teammate the best way you can possibly do. There we go. We got him. We're starting to get a little bit faster now with our swing speed of our sword, so we are getting a little bit lucky. Obviously, we have lost a few of those one-on-one situations. Kind of using that rock to my advantage then, but we got the job done and we won ourselves a little tournament. Now, to be fair, that was actually the smoothest tournament I think we have done so far. That was very quick, very easy. We got the job done, earned some money, and of course that helmet as well. I just want to go over here just to see how expensive those sheep are. Obviously, you can see that village produced sheep, and I was just wondering just how expensive they would be. Before these guys are rudely interrupted, of course. I feel like we need to find ourselves a swinging polearm. I think we'd get so many more kills. It would be great because we'd be on horseback. Be much better than our spear. I would like to do a little bit of smithing just to make our own weapons. Some of the weapons you can make, seriously dangerous. Very cool stuff. We killed a bushwhacker. And that is all she wrote. Well, we done a little bit. We did take a little bit of damage in that one, unfortunately. Need to sell off all of that gear in a town. It's amazing just how long these guys that we hired way back in episode 1 have lasted. We haven't brought a single extra person. The only thing we've actually done is got ourselves a surgeon. We got ourselves a companion with high medicine, and of course they have been keeping our troops alive, no matter how many battles we go into. Of course, they're not miracle workers. People do drop off here and there, but in general, he's done an amazing job, and he's only going to get better as well. Having one early on is absolutely something you need to do. I always like these towns up here. For some reason, they always seem to have very high prosperity. Of course, prosperity is one of the things that account to a town doing very well when it comes to making money in workshops and stuff like that. Could sell the prisoners that we have. I was hoping there'd be a companion up here. There isn't. Now, sheep were worth quite a bit of money up here, so I've actually just gone ahead and sold the sheep just straight off the bat. In fact, they're worth so much money, it may not even be worth slaughtering them. But we're going to do it anyway. It's quite cool sometimes when you find profitable locations like that. There's a little bit of chance there. But we're going to do as we have done many, many times. And that is, of course, slaughter our livestock and then sell the hide and the meat over to a town for a little bit of money. At least more money than we brought that livestock for. This game is very much a case of rinse and repeat certain actions. It's a very slow game. Again, you need a little bit of patience for. It's a little bit of a slow burn, but it's absolutely worth the time. Anyone watching this that has never really played this game before, that's still wondering whether to pick it up and play it, I would highly recommend it, but it does come with the fact that you do need patience in order to actually play it, unfortunately. Ooh, we got large quiver of arrows. I would quite like to use them. We don't have a bow just yet. We can always hold on to them. Let's go back down into the Empire, possibly, and see what they have. Still looking around for more companions. So an army is kicking around already. Of course, all these nations are probably already at war with each other. There we go, we got one. In fact, he is the smith, I believe, which is a bit of a shame. He's a good character to have. I quite like the smith. But at least for now, I think that he'll be a good caravan leader. We can have one more companion as well. Let's try to see what kind of skills he has, what he's bringing to the table. But yeah, he is the smithing companion. It means you don't have to get those early levels. You could always just do it all through the smith themselves. And remember, that's a really good idea, is to find companions that you can level up skills in, so that way your main character doesn't have to learn those skills, because levels, abilities, focus points, they are a rare thing in this game. It takes a long time sometimes to earn more. Now, we have actually managed to find ourselves a horse. Need to mention that. These tournaments where you get horses are amazing. Like, the horses are worth a lot of money. By far the most profitable thing early on in your game. But of course, in order to win it, we do have to win a tournament. Nice. Look at that. We doubled down on our kills then. Now we did do horse damage. I do think that horse damage is a good idea against a rider. If you can bring them down off their horse, these things certainly help. Oh, he's definitely a noble. Privileged. He was as well. Look at him. Yeah, just looking at his armor, you was like, oh god. Okay, so we got ourselves the first of 3 back-to-back one-on-ones. Now, we're not exactly great at the moment at these, but we will try our best. It's going to swing. I used to love Shield Bash, and I don't know if Shield Bash has been nerfed, but we do not get anywhere near as much pushback or stun as we should. And because we're not exactly very proficient at the moment, it's been a bit of a problem. So we're just going to swing for the hills. There is absolutely a science to the combat in this game. I'm not, I would say, particularly good. I like to think of myself as a bit of a barbarian, a bit of a hack and slash merchant. But we are seeming to get the job done. Now we have one fight left. One-on-one, this is for the final. And of course, this is for the horse. Now we've been here before, guys, so hold your breath. Oh no. Haha. There we go. We won, and we won ourselves that horse as well. Personally, I think it's the helmet. I think the helmet has made all the difference with us right now because it provides us a lot of added armor, and I feel like we're a little bit tankier because of it. It's reducing the damage that we are getting to us. So we managed to win that tournament, and of course the horse. Now we do not have the riding proficiency anywhere near to ride it, so selling it is the best option, and in fact it's enough to get ourselves a caravan. So why not a horse for a caravan? I think that makes sense. We do have some levels to pop on, or a few perks to choose. How about that? We're only up to 55 in our one-handed skill, which is a little bit disappointing. I was hoping we'd be a little bit more advanced than that by now. We do have significant focal points invested in that skill, however. See if I can pick ourselves up any more hogs, because they have been very profitable for us. Look at that, they are very cheap. Very, very cheap. Sell over the meat. And of course that hide. Make a little bit of money, not a lot of money. Every little bit helps. I think we managed to accumulate a good piece of money here though. I'm quite happy with what we got so far. Let's see. There's no companion again. That's real disappointing. We still need to find one more companion. Hogs really aren't worth buying there. Let's pop up here. Eventually, I do want to be attacking these Sea Raiders because I believe I'm going to get some half-decent gear from them. Their gear typically sells for more, and of course, it's harder battles. But again, going up here with tier 1 troops probably isn't the smartest play. Last thing I want to do is become a prisoner again. Luckily, that has not happened since episode 1. Oosh, that was a rough start. Gonna buy some more grain. Flax is very cheap, and it looks like we might be able to actually make a quick turnaround on that. So we're going to try and buy some flax and see if we can make a quick piece of profit. I actually find that trading in stuff like fish and wheat can be very profitable if you're looking to do the whole trade route. Of course, in order to make a decent enough money on trading food, you are going to need an awful lot of horses. So keep that in mind, because it can be a bit of a pain. So the leader right now only has 26 wins, which really isn't that much. Of course, he does accumulate more over time. We're currently sitting at a modest 8 wins. We are 25th on that leaders board. That is the leaders board that I would like to climb. Always have my eye set on the champion of the continent. I just think the idea of getting that passive renown every single day is pretty cool because you spend an awful lot of time in this game, years in fact. So that's a lot of renown if you manage to get it early that you don't necessarily have to grind out for, apart from obviously the tournaments themselves. And in a campaign like this, in a campaign where your heroes can die in a battle, well, who's to say that old Kellogg's Krispies are going to stay up there for very long? Ah, look at that. We are making a profit. Boom. And don't forget, when it comes to earning your trade and actually trying to level up your skill in trade, it is all about that margin. It's all about actual profit you're making on any item that you have physically brought. So in other words, you can't make that trade levels off the meat and the hide from the hogs. You can't make it off the swords that you make because you haven't necessarily brought that product. Let's go down. We have ourselves another companion. Very cool. That brings us up to our max, I believe. Don't think we can get any more companions at the moment. We are 4 for 4. What is he good at? So he's got some good horsemanship. He's actually a very good leader, to be fair. He could be one of the guys that we keep for the entirety of this. Of course, he may die in combat, but we're going to try and keep him around because he is a good companion. But he can earn some skills as a caravan leader. Absolutely he can. I think all of our companions have negative traits, however. I do actually quite like to turn my companions into lords and into clan leaders. So trying to find decent companions that you're comfortable doing that to is a really good idea. Now, we're going to be buying ourselves another caravan right now, right here. Don't upgrade your troops. It's very, very tempting, especially if you got the money to buy and upgrade the advanced caravan. But in my opinion, that caravan moves slower, significantly slower than the basic caravan. So stick to that, especially early game. They can run away from looters a lot better. They're more profitable, and of course, it takes less time for them to earn you profit. But we have ourselves another caravan running around now, which I think is very, very cool. Especially as we are still very early days in this campaign. I mean, this is only episode 4, half-an-hour episodes. We're 2 hours into a playthrough, essentially, and we've got ourselves some passive income. We've got ourselves some caravans up and running, so I'm very happy with what we managed to do. And as you can see, we are ticking over there some nice little income. It does sometimes take time for the caravans to establish themselves and to start making profit. Be aware of that. Don't panic if you buy a caravan and you're like, well, how come I'm not making any profit? Give them a little bit of time. Oh, there are a lot of looters down here. I thought it might be a really good area to kind of hang out. I want to establish a workshop down here eventually. So that was my plan of coming down here. Plus, I quite like the troops down here too. But there we go. We have established ourselves another caravan. We've got 3 up and running now. Now, I don't think we've actually quite got enough for a workshop right now, which is a bit of a shame. We need to earn a little bit more money, but that's not going to be a problem for us. Yeah, see, we're a little bit short. Little bit short. Having a quick look at what we've got here. Now, we could use some more horses. Now, remember, there is that whole herd penalty for having too many horses. So try and keep a balance between the horses that you buy and the amount of men that you have. I believe it's 1.5 for anyone who's not sure. I believe it's around 1.5 that you can go from horses to your men. Now, I'm going to end this episode here, guys. If you have enjoyed what you watched, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next episode real soon. But until then, take it easy and happy gaming.